Hey, what's up guys, and yes guys, unfortunately this is the last episode of What If Naruto Dream to Surpass the Gods. It's been quite the ride. I just want to say thank you all for sticking along, and yeah, it's been really enjoyable. Thanks for the comments, the feedbacks, the likes, those who subscribe because of this video. Yeah, it's been awesome guys. But you already know that new What Ifs are coming up soon, so all you have to do is just sit back, relax, and yeah, enjoy. I've already posted several what ifs over in the other channels. On this channel I posted what if Naruto is a force of nature, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. I also posted a brand new episode of what if Naruto had chakra technology over in Anime King. On Anime King Prince I posted a brand new episode of what if Naruto was in My Hero Academy, OP Quirk. And I also posted a brand new episode of what if Naruto was sent to the Marvel Universe. So go ahead and check out those and enjoy guys. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Starts the intro guys. So the last part that we left off, as Naruto was face to face with Tendo and his bats. Wasting no time, Naruto rushed in to attack him. The fight started out brutal from the beginning as Naruto wasted no time. However, despite having the Rinnegan, Tendo found himself at a loss on how to keep up with Naruto, as Naruto was pulling off tricks and techniques that was making him look like a fool. As throughout the entire battle in the first half, Naruto was using a clone, empowered by his chakra and sage energy, as he proceeded to decimate all of the clones. When he got the idea that they were able to revive their dead, Naruto already got a plan in his mind on how he was going to bring back the people here in Konoha. So with that, he continued to fight until it was down to the last path. As Tendo tried to strap Naruto inside his moon, however, the Hyroshin was a rather useful tool in this endeavor as Naruto ended up cutting him down. He proceeded to make his way straight towards where the real pain was. Arriving there, Konan came out to fight him as Naruto sealed off the chakra area, forcing the both of them fight with their bare hands. Naruto had to keep majority of his chakra seal away because he didn't know how much the process would take out of him. But he was willing to die, so it didn't really change anything. So with that, he ended up killing Konan, as Tendo tried to stop him, but Naruto proved to be quite more deadly even without chakra as he moved in. The small battle commenced as Naruto was the one that ended up taking him out. After he stepped out the barrier, Naruto killed him almost instantaneously before he proceeded to do something rather risky, as Naruto used a clone to take out his own eyes, as he implanted the Rinnegan into his eye sockets. The moment he did so, Naruto was assaulted with the gravitational force of the entire world. As he felt everything, he saw things that he never saw before. His entire body became filled with this rich source of energy and power. As Naruto had saved his chakra for this right moment, as he proceeded to use the Rinne Rebirth, the abilities of the Rinnegan flooded into his mind. As Naruto arrived in front of the fox cage, Kurama was shocked as he saw Naruto about to rip off the seal, as Naruto made him promise to at least not go after Konoha. He just need to go somewhere and hide, as this guy will still be after him. As Naruto apologized that he was not there to protect him, allowing Kurama to go into a deep full thought as he looked towards the child. It was then that Minato and Kushina appeared with tears in their eyes as they saw their son for the first time in a long while, while the copies of them in here saw him, as they knew what he was planning to do as he could feel the seal failing. Naruto's body was slowly shutting down. However, the technique worked as everyone is brought back from the dead. Ino and the others rose up as Ino wondered. She snapped up as she realized that Naruto. She asked where he was as Sakura told her to calm down, but Ino wanted to know where Naruto is immediately, as she moved out with the rescue squad. When she arrived not too long after, Naruto's body had completely withered away. He was still on his feet, but his skin had looked rather pale. His hair had turned completely white, not to mention he was barely moving. The group had saw as Naruto collapsed, but Ino caught him. As Naruto apologized, she told him he had nothing to apologize for. He saved her. He saved them all. She tried to heal him with medical ninjutsu, but his entire body was failing at once. As he told her that he was sorry that he never got to tell her that he loved her. And just like that, he was gone. However, something happened before he could completely pass away. Some time passed after that, as Danzo's Chimera of the Hidden Leaf was dead, killed by Sasuke Uchiha. Tsunade had recovered afterwards, as she take the mantle. Sasuke was currently roping around with the Akatsuki, as he had killed Danzo and now he was a wanted enemy of the nation. Naruto was presumed dead by the rest of the people. Those that knew had to keep it a secret because of what Naruto did, and not to mention his eyes. The information about this getting out with the remaining of Akatsuki out there going after these eyes would be rather detrimental for them, as Kano had just suffered an attack. However, Tsunade made her way. As Naruto was indeed not dead, he was in a state. As he was recovering, Ino was by his bedside as usual, as she hadn't left him for too long, always returned to make sure that he was okay. However, she felt downright terrible. After all, well, she never got to tell him how she feel. And he was not waking up, his body was still not at a state to properly wake up, and they didn't know when he would ever come out of this self-induced coma. All they can do now is hope and wait. That is all. Meanwhile that was going on, Sasuke was having his brother eyes implanted to his. Sasuke's mind was corrupted by Obito. However, Sasuke also seeked the change of the elemental nation, and that included killing all the Kages. A new plan was on his mind, and nothing will stop him. However, Black Zetsu and Obito was doing something rather quick, because they were out of Rinnegan eyes. They were trying to awaken the Rinnegan inside of Sasuke. He was a perfect host, a full-blood Uchiha. Well, he was full-blood like Obito, but Obito never awakened the eyes. But Black Zetsu was going to be a big help in trying to awaken Sasuke's eyes into the Rinnegan, mixed the Senjus and Uchiha DNA. They need the Rinnegan because without it they couldn't achieve their plans. They already have majority of the tail beasts, but now they still need the Rinnegan, so they let that simmer as the Nine Tails Jinchuriki was dead. So the Nine Tails will take a while to reform. But until then, they will place the world under complete scrutiny to make sure that the other nations and everyone realize that whenever the Nine Tails is reformed, no one getting away. Otherwise, it will mean certain death. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the play, check it for yourself, and what do you say? We begin this final episode, guys. I really hope you guys enjoy, and remember, go ahead and check out the what ifs on this channel, the others over Anime King and Making 2 Anime King Prince. Yes, I have 3 channels, guys, links will be down in the description, so yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode, guys. Begin now. They say once you're about to die, your entire life flash in front of your eyes. And Naruto Uzumaki witnessed that. At the edge of death. As he was about to fall over, he saw everything that he has done. He saw his time in Anvu. Even up to the point of talking to his parents. Yes, he spoke to them. The time frame inside the Mindscape was different, so he was able to talk to them for a while. They loved him. He didn't hate them or resent them. If it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be who he was today. He wouldn't even be alive. And he could understand protecting the village. He could understand protecting thousands of lives. And sacrificing one, although he never really lived the normal life of a Jinchuriki because of Anvu. So he had no reason to despise them or hate them. As Naruto had hugged them, his mother had cried, his father had teared up as well. He was gonna die too young. Well, his father should be one to talk. He did the same thing. However, before it could be over, the fox exploded. Not literally, but in chakra sense. All of his chakra then submerged the entire place. And Naruto was now here. He knew what the fox did, but he couldn't understand why. As Naruto calmly walked through, he was wearing nothing but a white shirt and a white pants. It was like he was in the afterlife or something. The place was filled with so much fog as he walked. It didn't take him long to come upon the scene that he was looking for, as he had felt it. "I see you," said Naruto. The thing hid behind the tree. As it caused Naruto to chuckle, he found the scene hilarious. "Don't laugh." The voice came out rough, however. He was so cute. As Naruto had to admit, he was rather cute. It was a baby, Kyuubi. He was small, his 9 tails wiggling behind him, as his cute little eyes trying to look intimidating. As it made Naruto chuckle, the fox pounced on him as he tried to hit him with his paw. However, it felt like something was barely poking him. As Naruto stopped laughing, I'm sorry, he said, seeing that the fox did not like him laughing at him. "Although, I have to say." "Why?" said Naruto. "I thought you hated me." "Who said I don't hate you?" asked Kurama. "Well, considering that you basically nearly risked your life to save mine, it made no sense. I mean, majority of my life, you've been uncooperative, and yet you do this." The fox growled as he looked away. "Don't think too much of it," he said. "It's not like we're friends or anything." "Well, considering that you risked your life for me, I do see you as my friend," said Naruto. "You explain your reasons for the past. It's not like I hate you for what you did. You were used and manipulated by that man, and I promised that I would help you. You were gonna get your freedom, but yet, instead of going free, you stuck around and saved my life." The fox looked away. "I'd rather be in here than out there in the wild, so I guess I was only saving myself." "You could say that," said Naruto. "But you still saved my life. I can feel how hard you were trying. For a moment there, it wasn't working. And I felt it. I felt everything that you were feeling. You didn't care about leaving. You didn't care about your own life. You care about me living. That is what really confused me." "Tch," said Kurama as he looked away. "Come on, there's no need to be such a hard ass anymore." As the fox glared at him. However, it didn't look so intimidating as usual. "You've already come this far," said Kurama. "Yet you're willing to give up everything for those people back there. You even kill yourself in the process. I thought you said you wanted to become a god, to become stronger than the gods. And yet you were willing to give it all away. Why? You stupid human," he said. As Naruto sighed. "Because I love them. That's it, plain and simple. I couldn't dream with my life without the people that I lost. So rather than going on like that, I'd rather to give up everything to see them once more before I went away. But because of you, I'm not dead." "Yeah, you must praise me for that," said Kurama. "I guess you do deserve it," said Naruto as he sat down. He then reached out and snatched him in his arms. "What are you doing? Let go of me," he said. However, Naruto held him tight before he started stroking behind the ear. "I said let me go!" He kept on fighting until he realized that he could not get away. He was not strong enough. As Naruto kept on stroking his ear, he found himself rather enjoying it. So he went quiet. "It's much better this way. Us two not arguing all the time," said Naruto. "How long do you think it will take for you to get back to your full power?" The fox looked up, as he wasn't minding the head scratching so much anymore. It was strange. Seeing that Naruto was gonna die, he made a rash move. He could have just left the body and chanced himself out there with a faint Madara. However, he decided to save his life. But not only that, he didn't want him to die. He wanted to see how far this kid could go. And having his life cut so short because of someone else was not his way to go out. So he saved him by giving up majority of his chakra. "What do you think this mess is?" said Kurama. "Wait, that's you?" "Majority of my chakra is still looming through your body. That's the only thing that has kept you alive. It is slowly repairing you from the inside. The eyes that you took upon yourself, they put a great strain on you once you use that ability. Normally, the caster should be dead indefinitely, but because of the Senjutsu chakra, and my chakra as well, we were able to slow down the effects long enough for me to use my chakra to counteract the effects, and not to mention those women outside, they helped a bit as well. But you're still not fully recovered, it will take a while until you're back on your feet. You put your body through a lot today. Getting back now would just shock you into a state of unconsciousness and you might never wake up again. So that means you'll have to stay here until you recover. Well, I'm sure they're doing fine out there without me, said Naruto. Besides, you don't seem to mind the company, said Naruto. The fox growled, however. Naruto pet and kept him from lashing out at Naruto, as it was wonderful. Time skip. The elemental nation was in a crisis right now. The looming threat of the Akatsuki. At the moment they had 8 tail beasts. The 8-tailed killer bee had been kidnapped as well. Through experimentation, Zetsu was able to use the Mokiton to use the Gedo statue to absorb the final tail beast. Well, not final one that they had because the 9 tails was dead, and it will take some time for it to recover, given the Jinchuriki had died. So for now, all they had to do was to make a stand against the Elemental Nation. Sasuke Uchiha was still recuperating with the eye transplant, but he had made his intentions clear. Obito would humor him for now. It will take a couple of years for 9 tails to return, but for now Obito will just humor him to see how far he will go. Through experimentation, Obito and Zetsu were able to implant the Mokiton cells inside of Sasuke, and also use the cells of Kurama from the implementation that they had to try and speed up the process to see if they can make him awaken the Rinnegan faster. However, they won't know until he wake up. But for now, he was resting. Sasuke wished to change the world order. He wished to get rid of the old society and build a new. And that start by tearing it down. And in doing so, he had to start a war. He had to tear everything down. A lot of people is gonna die, but afterwards, the world will be changed for the better. For now, Obito will humor him because, in the aftermath of this, when Sasuke does awaken the Rinnegan, he could simply take it from him. Because he would make sure that he planned for that. And after he did that, he would simply go against the world, and then there will be no one to stop him when he went after the 9 tails because the world would already be under their control. This was perfect, so for now he will humor Sasuke with his little plan that he had cooking up. As he had to wait though, the world was still tense because the looming threat of the Akatsuki. As they were not going away anytime soon, the elemental nations were gathering up their forces to pose a strike team to try and wipe them out. However, finding them was a different matter completely. But the thing was, they were pushing all of their resources to find them. All of the village's eyes out to find them. That meant it would be quicker to spot them anywhere. Obito didn't like that one bit. Sasuke had not fully recovered yet, so this was seemingly problematic. However, if they want to start something, he was not someone to just relent like that. He would make them see the fruitfulness of their endeavors, that they were completely useless against him. But for now, he'd remain isolated and quiet. He still had Kisame on his side after he revealed who he was. Kisame was always loyal as usual after all, so there was nothing to question about his loyalty. However, the fact still remained that Sasuke was a problematic thing in this endeavor. There was a chance that he would not follow his, words at heart and try to spend off on his own. So Obito had to make sure that he was prepared, because if he did awaken the Rinnegans, he would be much more difficult to take down, rather than going up against him in his eternal monkey Sharingan. That was already difficult for him. Sasuke was getting a power boost while he was here, without any eyes. Damn that Naruto Uzumaki once again. He has been a thorn in his side for so long, but finally, he was dead, so there is nothing to worry about. The body of Konan and Nagato was destroyed. He had searched the entire grounds. What he came upon was a gigantic crater. It seems that Naruto had sent off a final attack. However, he didn't know where Naruto's body was. But it has been months, and if he was indeed alive, he would be coming after Sasuke. So that means by all regards he was dead. as Obito liked those odds. One of their strongest competitors out of the game. That was good for him. Time skip at Konoha. Tsunade was at her decks. The place was becoming hectic. She was sure in a couple of weeks she wouldn't be sitting here. However, so far no one has made a move yet. The place was just thick with tension. The Raikage was fierce about his brother's death, as he wants to take actions really soon, but the Akatsuki location is unaware for the moment. Sasuke Uchiha was with them though, that was for certain. When Kakashi, that carrying girl, and Sakura had arrived towards the location, and they found Sasuke after he had killed Danzo. They had tried to speak to him. However, Sasuke was with this vengeance that not even Karen had seen before. There was so much hate in his eyes. He even tried to kill her, not caring about her safety. He's going on that she betrayed him. She didn't betray him, she tried to help him. Sakura tried to plead and talk with him, but he didn't care what she had to say. He said that no one will stop him from achieving his dreams, and anyone standing in his path he would slaughter them. Anyone, it doesn't matter who. Sasuke was officially a criminal of the Elemental Nation right now, and he has to be stopped. She didn't know how Naruto was gonna take this once he woke up. She was certain that Naruto would wake up even though things were looking bleak, as not even she, an expert medical tease, knew when he was gonna wake up, and that was the thing that was worrying her. Time skip. A full 2 weeks later, things were over the edge at the moment. Sasuke Uchiha woke up 3 days ago, and the experiments had worked. His eyes, now showing off the legendary eyes as well. It seems like everyone is getting Rinnegan nowadays, except for Obito. Zetsu had been a big part of this was because he implanted some of Madara's cells inside of Sasuke. Madara already awakened the Rinnegan before his death. His cells, he figured would be a big boost. It seems like it attached to Sasuke's system, and instead of just converting his eyes to the Eternal, it sprang forward and gave him the Rinnegan. But he seemed to have the abilities of the Eternal same way. Sasuke took a full 2 days to adjust. His mindset was different from before. The power that was flowing through him, he could actually do something about it now. That is why Sasuke Uchiha stood in front of the 5 Kages. A meeting was currently being held about their recent move to destroy the Akatsuki. Obito was at his side. Obito went quiet as he was gonna humor Sasuke, as he was the one that was gonna change us all. That is what he believed, but Obito said nothing about it. The 5 Kages were already on their feet, as Tsunade clenched her fists as she looked toward the child. The amount of hate that was in his eyes. However, what was more mind-boggling was his eyes. His eyes showed off none other than the legendary Rinnegan. Now this was a shocker that none of them expected to see. The Raikage immediately charged up. However, Sasuke looked at him, daring the man to move, as a sensation of pure destruction was gonna befall upon him. The last time Sasuke was here, he wasn't this powerful. I see. New eyes. Bring forward a new sense of superiority. Is that what you believe? Said Mei Terumi. She was a Mizukage. Sasuke looked at all of them. All of you in this room shall die, he said. The Raikage charged forward. Its instincts forced him to move. The last time he faced Sasuke, he lost his arm. But this time he was planning on fixing that mistake by crushing Sasuke's skull. However, Sasuke raised a hand, and the room was trembled from the outside as an unnatural force blasted everyone away. What the hell? Said the Raikage as he picked himself up. The Tsuchikage floating back up in the air. Now as I was saying, said Sasuke, this world needs to be changed. He looked towards the Raikage once more. Attack me once again and your death will come quickly, he said. The Raikage did not fear Sasuke, of course. However, the Tsuchikage raised a hand. Let us humor the child and hear what he has to say. Why does he believe that our death is necessary to the outcome of this new world? Sasuke smirked. The Tsuchikage was merely, worried about the Madara over there. The man that claimed to be Madara Uchiha. He had not said anything, he was just standing there. He was someone to worry about as well. Tsunade's eyes also flicker over towards him. The people will not change unless you force them, Sasuke said. That is why I intend to force change. That is why the start of the 4th Great Ninja War begins now, he said. Do you truly believe that you can take on the entire elemental nation by yourself? Do you really believe yourself that cocky, asked Nettie? I will do it, said Sasuke. The death of you 5 Kages will be the what that send all the nations into spirals. And once the manpower is low after this war, once the people have lost all hope, I will step in and fix this ninja system. I will create a world where there is no longer any people to be sacrificed. I will create a better world, a world that none of you had the audacity or the mindset to create. Despite living or being in the position for so long, all of you are complete failures. You think you can do a better job, boy, said the Raikage. You have no idea what you're starting. You have no idea what is to come. The only way to end this now is with your death. Because you, Sasuke Uchiha, will die by my hands, he said. Sasuke gave the man a glare. All of your deaths will come very soon. It will be out in the public, in front of everyone. After your hopes, after your dreams have been broken, then and only you will understand that. The reason for you guys to live is being no more. Because through your deaths, there will be true peace. A good achievement that you guys will left on the world before you pass on to the other. Sasuke looked towards the masked man who walked over and placed a hand on his shoulder. I hope you're ready, he said. The revolution begins now. The both of them were sucked away in a swirling vortex. Once they were gone, the Kages looked toward each other. As they all understand the message, they had to move. They had to start beginning their forces they had to prepare themselves. Meanwhile, at the elemental nation underground, as Naruto was still asleep, his skin had filled out back. His hair was still pitch white though, but his skin was no longer showing bones or sunken cheeks. His finger twitched slightly, but yet he was still asleep. Time skip. Ninjas were deployed all over the elemental nation. The forces were prepared. They had over 80,000 ninjas combined. They had no idea what other than the tailed beasts the Akatsuki has. However, having 8 tailed beasts under your control could prove to be extremely detrimental. The Akatsuki plans were unknown about the entire ordeal, because the Kages did not believe that the masked man agreed with Sasuke's plans. Tsunade was the one to point it out. He's been unusually quiet throughout all of this, given that the last time he was all talk, but he never said exactly what he wanted. He just said that he wanted to change this world. Something was going on. It seems that the two of them were not on the same page. However, the forces were gathered and deployed. Things soon went to hell when a strange creature rose up on the sea. At first they thought that it was some strange mammal, something that came from the ocean, but it stood on 2 legs. It had white skin and green hair. The thing then started to charge. As hundreds more start to appear, the white Zetsu start to embark upon the elemental nation, bringing forward destruction and chaos. As they start to clash against the 8,000 plus, 100,000 white Zetsus start a rage war. While they were not the most durable, they were nothing numbers, as they swarm entire platoons, wiping out them. And they could also take their form and impersonate enemy shinobi. No, that was really bad. At the moment, Ino was looking down towards sleeping Naruto. She leaned down and kissed him on the forehead. Being one of the top medics, she had to head out. As she looked down at him with a mournful look, hoping that he would get better soon. His vitals were up. His body was moving a bit more functional than before. But they still had no estimate time on when he will awake. As she looked down towards him sadly, she regret not saying how she felt. She just needed him to wake up so she could finally talk to him, but at the moment it seems like it wasn't happening for a while. As she walked away, inside of Naruto's head, he didn't know why, but he could feel her. Despite not being out there or being conscious, he could still feel her. The fox was prancing around somewhere here, as Naruto was lying down. His mind was clear. He was trying to get better as fast as possible, as he could feel his body. He could tell what was wrong with him, as he could feel himself slowly recovering, but the process was taking too long. He could feel Ino's distress. Something was wrong. He needed help, but he didn't know how much longer he was staying here. Time skip. The war moved rather fast. People died on both sides, but the Zetsus were just that. Spawns created for their own use of, well, Obito. Sasuke had made a bold move as he brought the Four Tails on the battlefield. Using his Rinnegan, Sasuke had the thing charge a Obito bomb and decimate the entire platoon. He was slowly but surely breaking their will as he moved back with the beasts, not staying on the battlefield for too long. The Kages were infuriated by this. The 5 of them were gathered. They had already tried to reason with him. Gaara even tried to talk to him, but there was no help in Sasuke Uchiha, as they had to kill him. Gaara was also one of the few that knew that Naruto was also alive as well, as he had kept that information to himself. He had spoken to Tsunade, but the other Kages were unaware of this. Jury of the Sun and several other ninjas moved out, as they found the location of where they were hiding out, the mountain graveyard, while the remaining shinobis take care of the forces. Kakashi Hatsuki was now face to face with his one-time student. Sasuke, he said, it's not too late. There's still time to turn this around and stop this before you go too far, he said. Can't you see, Sensei? Sasuke said, like he was almost preaching. It's already gone too far. Not just me, this entire world. I have to be the one to change it, because if I don't, no one else will. None of you possess the power, the mindset, and the capability of doing that, but I do. But yet you all fight me. But I understand that is the only way. You don't understand my vision. You don't understand my power. I will be the one to let you guys understand. Unfortunately, you stand in my path. You will not be able to bear witness to the future generation that is to come. But I will let them know, the brave warriors that fought, the ones that truly realized in the end that their fight was for naught, because the spoils of the war go to the victor, said Sasuke, as he proceeded to go through hand signs before he slammed his hand down. The next thing that they knew, the massive tail beasts emerged out of the smoke, causing the Shinobi Alliance forces to recall at the power and strength and magnitude that Sasuke possessed to control them all with his eyes. Sasuke's body was not like any other, as it was directly infused with the cell of Kurama, Madara, and his own as well. His own already strong Uchiha body, and not to mention his brother eyes giving him the eternal. Sasuke was incredibly durable, able to summon the tail beasts and use them, as they were not at full mass, but he had not pushed his abilities yet. Their bodies were still in the second stage form as he released them on the populace, along with the remaining white Zetsus as he stood there, watching the chaos unfold, like he was a dictator, watching all the death and suffering happening below him. Obito was a distance away, watching all of this play out. He was ready to move in at any moment notice in case Sasuke was at a step of dying. Kisame was on another battlefield, slaughtering allied shinobi forces as he was with the white Zetsus. Black Zetsu rose out of the ground. Another company has been taken care of. Kisame and Team B has been moving quite rapidly. Good, Obito said. It's only a matter of time before they realize that there is no hope of beating us, and with the power that Sasuke now contains, well, let's just watch this unfold. Obito didn't have to take Sasuke's eyes now because the Nine Tails had still not recovered, which will take a while, so he allowed Sasuke to take over and rule for a while until he made his move by killing him, because those eyes will be his. He will bring them all into a world of true enlightenment. Then and only then will they all be at peace, and nothing will stop him. So like that, the chaos and destruction went. Kakashi, Jiraiya, Might Guy, and several others tried to keep their best against Sasuke. However, with the white Zetsus and tail beasts, even Jiraiya in his enhanced stage mode, he was still not enough. Might Guy did not push himself to the final level. However, the more time passed, it seemed like he would have to. The Kages show up on the field though, in these dire situations. The remaining forces that had wiped out several company of White Zetsu except for Kisame's team was attacked by several platoons. Kisame was brought down with a smile on his face. He went down how he always wanted, fighting. His death. He still brought down several dozen shinobis. The other companies had split apart to take care of the rest of the White Zetsus. However, Sasuke was now in front of the 5 Kages. They were all decked out ready to fight him. Tsunade had no words for him, as she clenched her fists. They were gonna end this, however. It was then that he showed up. The masked man appeared. Sasuke glanced towards him. It seems like you will need a bit of help. I don't need your help, Sasuke said. Is that so? You've been going at this for a while now. Why don't you allow me to tag in while you recover a bit? Use those eyes of yours to take the chakra from the pieces. It shouldn't take too long. While I have some fun with these new generation of Kages, said Obito. As there was a smile under his mask, he was finding this entertaining before the end. He needed to break their spirits, as Sasuke was a good person to do so, but Sasuke was gonna kill them. This was the right moment. As the chaos began, back at Konoha, as the civilians here were still under protection. The shinobis had moved out as they went to war, however Karen was currently sitting in the room, as she was reading a book. The medic that was here to watch over Naruto was competent enough to keep him safe to make sure that everything would be fine. While not as good as Ino, or Sakura or Tsunade, she was still enough to watch over Naruto as Karen stopped by to see how he was doing. He was Uzumaki like her, probably the last one left. She would hate to see him die besides. She had a feeling that he would be needed for this war. However, he didn't seem to be waking up anytime soon. As she was engrossed in her book, Karen felt it, the stir in his chakra. She snapped her head around. That is when she saw him pull himself up. Her eyes went wide in shock, as she couldn't believe what she was seeing. She quickly pressed the button as she called in the nurse. As the nurse came in a few seconds later, Karen, what is it? Her eyes widened. Uzumaki-sama, she said. You're weak. As Naruto groaned. His eyes were still closed, as he shook his head from side to side. What's wrong, she said, as Naruto raised his hand, stopping her. He took a breath before he slowly opened his eyes, adjusting to the world around him. As Naruto blinked, his body was finally able to get back up. However, he was still not 100%, but he was awake. The nurse came over as she ran a diagnostic test on him. Unfortunately, you're still not at 100%, she said. I know, said Naruto. I can feel it. His body had still not fully recovered. Reviving 1,000+ people really take a lot out of you. The fox chakra was moving a bit faster with Naruto awakening, as he slowly turned towards Karen. What has been happening, he said to her. She had this sad look on her face that made Naruto knew that something bad happened while he was out of it. A few minutes later, Naruto got all the info that he needed as he sat there, a frown on his face as he couldn't believe it. At this moment, there was a war going on. He needed to do something, he needed to help out. He was probably the only one that can stop Sasuke, probably the only one that can talk to him. He's gone mad, said Karen. I don't think that the same Sasuke that I once knew is still in there anymore. He's talking about these new ideals, these new philosophies. He's about to change the world for the better, but in doing so he will commit genocide and slaughter thousands of people. Damn it, said Naruto. It seems like you're in a tight bind, said the Kyuubi. Yeah, said Naruto as he spoke to Kurama. What can I do? I'm still not 100 yet. Going up against him now would be probably suicide in this state. I have an idea, but it's risky, said Kurama. Give it to me, said Naruto. Try taking in Sage Chakra and spread it through your body. I will force it out to make it hit your coils, to repair them and your entire system. This is a long shot, but if I do it correctly, the hit will bump back and also circulate through your system, filling you once again. However, there's a chance of the negative happening, and you will be in a worse condition and have to take longer to heal if this go wrong. So, which one do you want to take? Move now, and risk not being able to join the war until at least 2 weeks later. Or, wait, and don't know what is going on out there. Naruto took in a deep breath. I guess I have no choice, he said, as he got up and went to the shower. The place down here was like a small little room. There was a shower as Naruto got freshened up. He had Karen get some clothes for him as she came back. It felt like they were family and she enjoyed that feeling. As she didn't want anything to happen to him right now, she just got to know him. And not to mention these people, especially Hokage accept her in the village despite her once working for Orochimaru. It's not like she had anywhere else to go, or anyone else. However, Naruto didn't seem to mind her being here, and he seemed to treat her like family as well. Once he was done, he got dressed. Black envelope pants, black boots. He was wearing a red shirt with white markings on it. He was wearing his cloak as well, with the red flash kanji on the back. Are you sure about this? Said Karen. There's no other way, said Naruto. Just be careful, she said. I will, said Naruto, as he closed his eyes and started to meditate. Alright, I have it, said Naruto. Alright. Do it now, said Kurama, as his chakra twirled around the nature energy. It caused a backlash that threw Karen back towards the wall. Ow, she said as she got back up. However, she looked towards Naruto as she saw him, and she could feel it. That brought a smile to her face. Time skip on the battlefield. Things were not looking too good for the Kages. They were all bleeding or in a bad state, but they were still on their feet. However, the problem was that Sasuke now stood over them. He was in a gigantic Susanoo, as he was showing them that they were too weak to face him. However, their death would mean something. The remaining company arrived at that moment. Thousands of ninjas gathering together. Sasuke was happy. These people were the ones that need to go. He had planned this perfectly. Once all of these people die, the ones that remain in the village are the younger generation and the civilians. They will be the ones to live on. They will be the ones to know that fighting and chaos and war, it will bring you nothing but anguish and agony. He was completely destroying the system of shinobis. There will no longer be any shinobis. He will wipe shinobis off the map. Sasuke Uchiha will change that. As he looked down towards the ground, his eyes spotted a particular pink head. He then noticed a blonde beside her, looking up at him. Seeing Ino, he thought about Naruto as well. His friend. His comrade. But it didn't matter now. It's over, he said to himself. Before he could though, several Akimichis rushed towards him in their gigantic form. But Sasuke proved to be more resilient than he thought, as his eyes started to focus on them before he said a word that caused him to scream. Amaterasu. Sasuke stomped on the ground as he tried to counterattack his defense. The ground cracked open as it forced to swallow him up. They tried to pour cement down on him, but Sasuke used the tailed beasts to decimate everything in his path. Obito was currently in Sasuke's Susanoo looking down towards them. What are you waiting for? Wipe them away! Sasuke frowned as he stomped on the ground once again, breaking it. His Rinnegan started to focus on the tailed beasts as they started to grow in size. It's over! Accept your defeats! Accept your loss! The allied shinobi forces were petrified. In front of them was the gigantic Susanoo, and the 8-tailed beasts gathered behind them. As it seems like all hope was lost, Ino grit her teeth. I'm sorry, Naruto, she thought to herself. Their plan so far had failed. He was just too powerful. Sasuke! A voice yelled out, causing the people to look up, as someone stood in mid-air. Sasuke narrowed his eyes, wondering who that was. That voice. It sounds so... A smile came on Ino's face. He's here, she said. The others looking at her. Wait, who is that, she said. The masked man frowned. What the hell, he thought to himself. Obito could not understand. How was he alive? As Sasuke stopped his assault, as Naruto floated towards him and came to a stop. He was a distance away from him, but Sasuke could see him clearly. "You're alive," Sasuke said. I shouldn't be surprised. I knew that you were harder to kill than that. But you've been away for a long while. I expect you to show up the moment I started my endeavor." "What happened?" said Naruto. "What are you doing?" "We had a plan. We had an agreement. Why are you doing this?" "Our agreement means nothing now. Plans have changed, Naruto. You see, you don't understand. I've seen the world for what it truly is. A corrupted, twisted place. Stop this and let's talk." "No. We're not gonna talk," said Sasuke. "There's only one thing that is left to do now, and that is death. You standing in my way would result in your death as well. So choose wisely, Naruto. Do you want to die?" "I can't let you do this," said Naruto. "I know you can't. Unfortunately, I have to make the dream of you dying a reality," said Sasuke as he raised his hand. Susanoo raised his hand as well. It reached out to grab Naruto, but Naruto's eyes pulsed, causing the hand to be slammed down towards the ground. "Even at this level, you still manage to somehow reach me," said Sasuke, "with your eyes. Just as mine." However, Sasuke said, "I've been evolving, and I'm becoming much stronger than you can even imagine," Sasuke said, as he started to draw power from tail pieces. In doing so, they started to shrink back down. The knowledge of the techniques were in his head as Naruto held out his hand. "Almighty. Push," he said. The thing slammed into Susanoo. It started to crack as the force started to blow it away. Obito sucked himself out in a swirling vortex. All of the tail beasts down below, they had reverted back to their stage 2 form. They were immensely small, as their chakra had been siphoned off by Sasuke. Sasuke was like a literal powerhouse right now, an unstoppable force. However, what happened when the unstoppable force meet an immovable object? The two forces clashed together as the two boys, such resilience, such rage, fought. Obito stood back to see which one of them would come out on top. Whichever one it was, he was going to take the eyes of the loser. If Naruto won, he was going to kill Naruto afterwards, before he took Sasuke's eyes. If Sasuke won, he would take Naruto's eyes. It wasn't even his eyes. Now it made sense. While he was barely in casualty in Konoha after the attack, he somehow was able to use her in a rebirth. To perform something like that, he should have been dead by all means. Perhaps that's the reason why he's been hiding this entire time. He was too weak to face anyone, but now, here he was back on his feet, and once again a problem. Obito just had to wait until his moment arrived. Sasuke used the tail pieces to corner off the elemental nation, allied forces, as he wanted to do this with Naruto alone. The both of them now stood, face to face, a few feet apart. "I truly thought that you were dead," Sasuke said. "I guess next time. Well, there won't be a next time. I shouldn't underestimate you." "What happened to you?" said Naruto. "What happened to me? You want to know? Well, Itachi. You want to know why I killed Danzo Shamura? I'm sure you heard of that." "Yes, I have," said Naruto. "Well, it's quite simple. My brother, the person I spent majority of my life hating, was used as nothing but a pawn. You see, Itachi was used to kill the Uchiha clan because of a coup, starting with the village pushing out the Uchihas, treating us like we were the plague, like we were not a part of the village, isolating us. When finally we decided to fight back, they decided to erase us and they used Itachi. They took his life away from him. They took every sense of peace away from him and used him as a pawn, and then they just tossed him aside like he was nothing. However, I refuse to let that stand. I refuse to let that happen ever again. So what? You're going to burn the world now?" said Naruto. "No, I'm going to change it, because you surely are not. I am going to be the savior of this world." As Naruto shook his head, "You've clearly gone mad," he said. "But I can't blame you. The world is really a best place." "Then why don't you join me?" Sasuke said. "With your help, we can annihilate all these people that stood in front of us now and change this world for the better." We can create the new system together. Stand by my side, we both have the power to do so. Don't do this. Don't fight me. I will kill you, Sasuke said. As Naruto sighed, I once told you if you betrayed Konoha that I would kill you. But you're not just betraying Konoha now, you're betraying humanity. If I allow you to do this, you will slaughter thousands. People that did nothing wrong. People that just want to go home back to their family. So what? Sasuke said. Why do they deserve a happy ending? Is that what this is about? You believe everyone should suffer because of you? Because you have suffered, said Naruto. It's not like that, Sasuke said. You don't understand, and you never will. I'm done talking. You should have stayed dead. As Sasuke attacked, Naruto had no choice but to fight back. Both of them started up. It started out small but ferocious. The attacks were not soft, instead they were lethal. Full-blown killing attacks. Kurama started to speak up Naruto while he was fighting. My chakra is still in your system. It has repaired all of your exponential and internal wounds. However, you still have access to it. But it will only be for a short amount of time. So you better not waste it. It will take a long while for me to even send you a small amount in my state. Don't worry. I won't waste it, said Naruto as he blocked Sasuke punch and threw him over his shoulder. Sasuke got up as they clashed once again. Fist meeting fist. Leg meeting leg as they clashed. The both of them went in with a fury as they held up their hands. They destroyed the area with a gravitational force. As Naruto flashed behind Sasuke but he spun around, he was able to keep up with Naruto's speed. The eyes were incredibly fast. His body was as well. Chain shot from Naruto's back, but Sasuke repelled them away. As the both of them dropped down the mountainside, clashing as they did, water jutsus were shot, fire jutsus wind, lightning, earth. Both of them moved like a force of nature together. The only thing that the people of the Elemental Nation saw was the chaos unfolding. As the place was being torn apart, both Naruto and Sasuke dropped as they kept on fighting, pushing out every ounce of energy they had. As Naruto was not holding back, Sasuke found himself being pushed back despite just absorbing the powerful telekinesis. He got angry as he once again called upon the power of his Susanoo. It's over, he said. It's done. Let's end this. However, Naruto slammed his hand together. A golden glow exploded around him as the massive form of Nine-Tailed form. Sasuke growled as he moved forward as he threw a fist. The fox lashed out his tail and caught Sasuke's face and flipped him over before slamming him down. He created a Biju bomb quickly as Sasuke used the bow and arrow to fire it and explode right in contact, creating a massive crater in the earth. The both of them fought in their gigantic avatars, decimating the land. As Naruto created two clones, two fox clones as they started to gather nature energy, Sasuke sucked more power from tail beasts, further weakening them. The nature energy rushed back to Naruto in this form, making him 3 times as strong. He rushed towards Sasuke as they clashed once again, using their visual prowess. The fight seemed to be endless, the both of them having enough stamina and chakra to fight for a long while. But despite the new boost that Sasuke had recovered, Naruto still had more than him. As Sasuke's Susanoo faded as Naruto dropped the avatar, not wanting to waste the last amount of fox chakra that he had. Naruto pulled out a 3-pronged kunai before he threw it, and created a dozen copies. He then proceeded to assault Sasuke. Sasuke was fast, but the speed that Naruto went at was insane, as he sliced him and cut him and sliced him. Sasuke fought back as he released an almighty push, this one decimating the land, as he felt himself getting tired and tired. As Naruto kneed him right in the face, before he grabbed him by the throat and lifted him up and slammed him hard. Sasuke smashed his fist in Naruto's gut, forcing him to stagger back as Naruto was feeling the effects. However, he still had the fox chakra to fall upon. Even though his sage mode just deactivated, Naruto and Sasuke clashed fists together once again. Brutal fists from left to right, causing them both to bleed. But still they refused to give up. Sasuke was bloody, as Naruto was as well. Enough, Sasuke. You can't win. Give up. I don't want to kill you. Sasuke laughed. There is no giving up, he said. There's only change. And you're standing in the way of change. I will be the one to kill you, not the other way around. Sasuke, if you let this drive you for too long, there will be a chance I cannot pull you back from the edge. I don't want to be pulled back. I don't want to be saved. I want to do this. It's the only way. I get it. You're angry that you spent majority of your life chasing Itachi and hated him. And he turned out to be the one that did this to protect you. And you want to lash out at the world, but this is not the way. Shut up, Sasuke says. He smashed Naruto across the face. Naruto staggered back. You fool, he says. He knees Sasuke in the gut before he punched him with the uppercut. Sasuke staggered as he spat out blood. Enough. I'm gonna kill you, Sasuke said. There's nothing that you can do to change my mind. As he created a Shidori, he pumped the remaining chakra that he had inside the attack. He was gonna end this. As Naruto created a Rasengan, wind chakra gathering in the Rasengan. You fool. As they rushed forward and slammed their techniques together, causing a violent explosion of chakra. As Naruto released the Fox chakra at that moment, a tiny percentage of it, his Rasengan tore right through Sasuke's Shidori like it was nothing and slammed right into his chest before launching him backwards. As Sasuke collapsed on the ground, coughing up blood, as Naruto walked over towards him. You were still holding back, Sasuke said, as he felt the power in the last moment. You bastard. All this time, I didn't want to kill you. Even if I were to bring you back now, I can see it in your eyes you will never change your mind. You will just hate and resent me. I'm sorry, said Naruto. However, I'll let you rest with the rest of the Uchihas. Coming back now would just cause more problem for the other nations. If we decide to pardon you, they wouldn't like that. Spending your life in jail is not something that you want, is it? Just kill me already, said Sasuke. If you don't, there is no point of all of this. As Naruto sighed, I should have been there to help you through this. Killing Itachi put a stress on your mind that broke you. You're broken. Perhaps I am, Sasuke said. But there's no change in that. Hurry up and get it over with. I can't fight anymore. As Naruto stepped forward, a swirling vortex appeared. And isn't this a sight to behold? Said Obito. You, said Naruto. Me. Well, thank you for delivering this gift to me. Now, I'll be taking those, he said, as he reached down. You bastard, said Naruto as he moved forward, but he fell. As Obito simply chuckled. You're too tired to do me anything, Obito said. What are you doing, Sasuke said. Taking what belongs to me, said Obito as he gripped Sasuke by the throats. I'll be taking this now. As his eyes went wide in shock. Obito looked to see a three-pronged kunai buried in his chest. Right in his heart. Ow. What? As Naruto looked him right into the mask I hold before he ripped off the mask, showing Obito's face. You were tired. No, I was not. My father told me a lot about you and your little ability. You have to be making contact with a person in order to be touched. That is why I planned this for you. I knew that you were watching the entire time. The moment you touched Sasuke, the moment you let your guard down, thinking that I was too weak to fight back, is the moment it was over, said Naruto. As he twisted the kunai, Obito grunted in pain. No, he says. Naruto pulled out the weapon. As he dropped back, he could feel his life fading away from him. Damn it, he cursed. As his head dropped to the side, everything taken away in a mere second. Well, there was a reason why they called him the Flash. At least I'll see you again, Ren, he thought. As his head dropped to the side. Time skip. The rookies, along with their senseis and a few others, rushed towards the scene. The place was pure destruction and chaos. As Naruto and Sasuke carved out a piece of the earth, Sakura arrived. as she was followed by Ino, as he saw Naruto just standing there. Kakashi's eyes went wide when he saw the individual that was lying next to them, dead. As he saw the cloak, as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. However, Naruto was on his knees. As Sakura came and sat down beside him, she placed a hand on his shoulder. "I couldn't save him," said Naruto. As she smiled, however, tears were leaking from her eyes. "I understand," she said. "You tried your best. You always tried your best. Doing whatever it takes. Putting other people above you. Thank you," she said. She looked down towards Sasuke. "We just couldn't save him," she said. As Ino sat beside Naruto the other side. "It's gonna be alright," she said. As Naruto never wanted to kill Sasuke, but he had no choice. Time skip. Naruto lay in a hospital bed after the battle that took place. The war was officially over, however Naruto knew that there was another member out there. He had sensed him, but he had run off. Naruto had took the Rinnegan eyes from Sasuke, and he had brought the body back to the leaf to be properly buried. The other member was still out there. He didn't know that Naruto was aware of him, but Naruto will find him and kill him. As Ino walked into the room, seeing her brought a smile to his face. "How are you doing?" she said. "I should be asking you that. You are my doctor," he said. She smiled at him as she came over. As she took a deep breath before she exhaled. "I don't want to be friends," she said to him. He looked at her a bit confused. "Let me finish," she said, before he could talk. "I don't want to be friends. I know that I messed up in the past, really badly. But I love you," she said. "With everything going on, I put it off for as long as I could, but I can't anymore. I love you and I want to." However, she was cut off as Naruto pulled her down and locked lips with her. As she quickly enveloped his lips with her own. It was what she always wanted, as they share a passionate, deep kiss. As Naruto felt happy. He lost Sasuke, but still. He failed to save him, but still. They end up saving the world. And for the first time in a long while, they were at peace. The world was at peace at the moment. No one was worrying after what just happened. They all understood the depths of war and all they lost. Everyone was mourning for their dead. As Naruto and Ino share a long, passionate kiss. He didn't know how long it would last though. A distance away, Zetsu was furious. He would just have to wait until the other generation come. After all, he was known to wait, and he could wait. His mother would be revived. No one will stop that. He would just have to wait. And yeah guys, that was pretty much it. A rather open ending. Several things could happen. Maybe a sequel in the future. The ending was rather open after all. I'm watching Boruto, so maybe I start to do some of those contents in the future about Boruto. After a lot of my stories have different alternate ending with different characters being born, different kids being born. That means the other Osutsuki's, and the more we found out about the Boruto universe, it's more Boruto now because Naruto has been sealed away. So the more we find out about Boruto, the more we can go deep into that development of genre. So yeah, I'm leaving some of my stories open. However, something strange has happened this time. For the first time, Mate Naruto hasn't shown up. Oh, is it because I have an avatar and I'm ready to kill him? That must be the reason. He's hiding. However, he seemed to be plotting something that not even I am privy to. Screw him. When he does show up, I'll kill him. But guys, let me end so right here. If you enjoy, I just want to say thank you for sticking around and enjoying. And yeah guys, peace.